Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you an update on the Polaris RZR XP Turbo rebuild. Not really much of a rebuild. It's mostly cosmetic stuff, but today I'm going to show you how I'm fixing some of this cracked plastic that I mentioned with some plastic welding. So stay tuned. Alright, so this left rear quarter, port quarter in Navy lingo, if you're tracking that, got pretty crunched up, and I took off the rear fascia, but if you can see on the right side, that's kind of what it's supposed to look like. It's got a fender, it's got some trim, it's got an air intake, and over here, the air intake was actually, it's actually for the clutch cooling air, you know, and actually that got scratched up, but it's just fine. But this plastic right here got crunched. So let me zoom in here and show you some areas that had cracks that I've used a plastic welder, which is nothing more than a glorified soldering iron with different tips. Now this one's from Harbor Freight, 22 bucks, 80 watt. So far it's doing just fine. I'm not going to do a review on that, you know, I didn't get it for free. So as you can see here, I had some pretty massive cracks, and this is the first pass with the plastic welder. Basically what you do is you take some of these plastic welding rods, believe it or not, but you could also take zip ties, which I think are a stronger type of plastic, and basically what you're doing is you're using the iron and you're putting the plastic rod in there, melting it into that crack, smoothing it out, and then you can go over with some sandpaper and kind of smooth it out. Be careful, this thing gets really hot. You do have to let it rest once in a while and reheat if you're going to use a lot. But I had some pretty severe cracks right around here, and one of the things that Harbor Freight includes is this mesh screen. It's pretty stiff, and you cut a piece and then you kind of bend it, and then you melt it into the plastic, and it kind of adds some rigidity. I also had a piece right under here that it was almost falling off, this little tab right here, and you could see over here what they're for, this this metal bracket that holds on the rear fascia, and that was just, this piece was dangling here, and you can see it's pretty strong. I've been tugging on it. It's pretty important to get both sides of the plastic welds if you can. You can kind of see under here where I've chased it on the back side, and as much as I can. There's a few other spots. That's a grease pencil, don't worry about that. But so far it's pretty good. But let me do a quick demo on another part, show you what I'm talking about. So this piece is kind of a trim piece that has that XP logo. It goes just behind this driver door right here, kind of like that, if you can kind of visualize that. And it's got a couple tabs that were pulled free during my my somersault I did, or flip, whatever you want to call it. You can kind of see right here, these tabs here are broken free, and that's kind of how they popped. There's a couple of them that happened to, and another one right there. Kind of see that, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mechanically get these kind of bent in the right orientation as much as I can, and then I'm thinking that I don't really need that screen mesh on these. I'm going to use the zip tie method, and I'm just going to do a weld on both sides of these, and really that should be fine. This is a cosmetic piece of plastic here, and it's held on by multiple tabs in different locations and stuff, so I'm not really worried about its rigidity. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix these, and I'm gonna show you. All right, guys, so here we go. As you can see here, this iron's been plugged in well over 10 minutes. It's heated up, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this zip tie right there, and then I'm gonna just gently hold that on there, and it's gonna melt off really quick. Pulls it away, and then there we go. All right, now this zip tie bubbles really fast, and let me show you this. And it dries strong. Now the key is holding it on the base plastic long enough to heat up both I'll call this the substrate and then your filler rod. You got to get them both melted so that they blend together. And now it's pretty much cool. So it did not quite get there, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the back here, melt it from the front. Okay, now the only way I could reach the back is to kind of put this little fitting here. I'm going to melt it from the back. Okay, kind of let that cool off a little bit. So I'm going to get this other piece here really quick. I hope you can see that. So I'm going to kind of preheat this a little bit. Hope you can see that. And I'm going to put in the plastic rod or my zip tie. And I'm going to get that in there now. I'm just going to kind of smooth it out. Let that set up for a second. Okay. Let's go back to this piece I just did. Okay, that's actually nice and tight. That looks good. Again, this isn't structural so much that it's just another holding point, something for another piece of plastic to pop into. Okay, and that's all it really needs to do. Now, I'm going to go on the back again. Hope you can see this. So again, I'm going to use kind of the back of this. I'm going to kind of melt up the back and heat up that back plastic a little bit without too much loss, and then I'm going to follow it up with the zip tie or welding rod, and there we go. Pull it away, and I kind of go back and kind of smooth it out a little bit. Kind of shape it if you want. Try not to remove too much of that plastic you just put on there. And there we go. And that's it. Alright guys, well that's about it. That's all I'm doing today or this weekend. That's all I got the time for. We have friends coming over. We're going to barbecue a little bit. Speaking of barbecue, I'm going to leave a video here if you guys want to go check out a really good how to smoke brisket video right here. And I'll see you later.